So Hot Topic personified over here decided it would be a good idea to cancel Metallica, and as you can tell, it's not going well for her. And right away, I want to start off with what the fuck is she like even writing? They only care about what lines there are pockets. They are starting to get big again from Stranger Things.
Welcome back to Is Your Faith Problematic? On this episode, we're going to be covering Metallica. This band is ancient, so let's just jump straight in because it's going to be very, very long. But before we start, let's have some content warnings.
I'm gonna have
And
3
starting
minutes
off
of
with
my
a bang,
life that I'm gonna
there is their
regret.
anti-Semitism. First, there's this picture of Hetfield and Ulrich doing a Nazis.
So I'll recommend for Miss Serena Trueblood over here to understand the definition of satire. I feel like this would be very important for you to learn about. I'm pretty sure they taught about it in schools, and yeah, I think you should relearn that.
More recently, Hetfield plays on this guitar that contains iron crosses.
Yeah, it's just an iron cross. There's nothing fucking anti-Semitic about that. It's just an iron cross.
And if you don't know, iron crosses are neo-Nazi dog whistle symbols. Then there's also the fact that he hung out with Kerry King, this Aryan Brotherhood looking motherfucker right here.
Yeah, just because you hang out with someone who's wearing a fucking Confederate flag doesn't mean you support racism, you know.
And then a video of one of their former members doing a Nazi salute and march.
Yeah, I recommend satire again. They taught this. I remember like elementary school, I learned about satire, so I don't know. Maybe go back, learn what the fucking satire means.
Next up, there's some more racism.
And I heard James say about Ice-T, because Ice-T was supposed to join us on the tour. He said, I don't want to share my stage with a N-word.
Yeah, well, I'm seeming to like question the veracity of these sources when if James supposedly is racist and doesn't like black people, why would he play with Lloyd Grant, who was, let me say, played on the original recording of Hit the Lights. He played the second solo. So I don't think there's any veracity to this statement.
And that story's even corroborated by Axl Rose himself.
Yeah, I don't think Axl Rose is a trustworthy source. Yeah, you want to say that Axl Rose is calling out James Hetfield for being racist. Yeah, I think you're getting this like probably the wrong way.
There's his racism against East Asian people, and his use of the O word, and making fun of the call to stop calling people that word.
You don't know Kung Fu!
So, first, this lady does not seem to understand comedy, as long as satire, so, I don't know where the hell you were living, or like, how fucking isolated from the world that you don't understand comedy, satire, on any of this shit. I'm pretty sure James does not hate East Asian people when his lead guitarist for the band, Kirk Hammett, is Filipino.
You don't know Kung Fu!
If that's really the worst, like, most offensive joke you have ever seen, I recommend checking out my second channel, because I make worse jokes there.
Then there was this statement that he was praised for speaking out against racism, even though at the beginning of it they talk about how they don't care who you voted for, as if Trump supporters weren't supporting racist policies.
I don't get this shit. Just because someone has a different political opinion than you does not mean they're racist. It's fucking politics. It's all shit. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody cares who you vote for. It's just a music band. They don't have to talk about political shit.
If you care enough about racism to denounce it, then you should probably care about who people are voting for, because those people influence policies that are racist.
People, in America at least, I'm not sure about every fucking country, but you're allowed to vote for whoever the fuck you want. And this lady can't seem to understand that you can vote for whoever the fuck you want.
But don't worry, they spoke about Black Lives Matter. All of them did. Except for the lead singer, of course.
Well, that's simply because James Hetfield doesn't have Instagram, you dumb.
And they did that with some black squares, no resources, and no donations.
This is one of the dumbest shit that I've seen. No donations. They literally have their own charity. Look at this. Look at all this money they're spending. I'm pretty sure you haven't raised over millions of dollars for a charity.
Next up is how they made fun of addiction, mental health, and suicide. First, there's how they mocked Lane Staley's drug addiction by motioning needles going into their arms.
Yeah, James always does that when playing. You know, you can see it in fucking Harvester of Sorrow when he goes drink up, shoot in.
What I find weird about this is that they are so quick to make fun of somebody's drug addiction, but when James himself was put into rehab, that's when they started taking drug addiction seriously. But of course, they only care about issues when
It's not like the song you're talking about, and the song that you're talking about, that which made them big a gang, you know, master of puppets, is about addiction or anything, you know.
it pertains them. And finally, there's how they mocked Kurt Cobain's suicide, days after it happened.
I recommend searching up comedy, you know, to figure out what that means, comedic sense. Now, you may not like that joke. Comedy is subjective, but who fucking cares? It's comedy. You know, there's lots of inconsistencies with what she's saying. There are a band full of white men from the 80s when literally two of their members are people of color, or using your politically correct terms, you know, they're people of color. Rob is Latino, and James and Kirk, I should say, is Asian. So finding, you know, there's no like truth to what you're saying. It's a lot of stupidity being spewed on TikTok, you know. I needed my daily sort of reminder of why I hate TikTok, and I found it. See you guys next time.